Isaac, and a lot of people call me Ike, Cohen. My rank was SK2SS, and I ended up getting assigned to the USS Dogfish, SS-350, first boat. On the boat, I was there for about, I don't know how many months, but I was a storekeeper. So I was all in charge of supplies, okay? So, doing that, we had to make sure we had the right supplies on the boat. One of the things about being in the Navy, you like to help your buddies out. And as a storekeeper, you have a lot of access to a lot of things. And I was able to take care of that with a lot of guys. They got a lot of tools, they got this and that. I happened to get a couple things myself too. And everybody did it, so it wasn't a big thing to me. So I served on there for like a few months. No, I forgot. When I got on there, we were in the yards in Philadelphia, which is right across the river from where we were today. Both places, for that matter. And for 6 months, we got the Dogfish. I gotta remember which boat. The Dogfish was getting rehabilitated, for whatever it's worth, because most of the diesel boats were going out, and they were being replaced with the nukes. The nukes were a special breed. But to tell you the truth, I wish I was on one of them, because they would go down and stay down forever, whatever that was, the fast attacks, and the FBMs go down for 2 months. But they never had to worry about getting seasick, because that's my favorite thing, was getting seasick. I think I said that today, right? So the diesel boats their technique was to well, especially when there wasn't anything really going on wartime-wise. There was, but we were in transit above the water all the time. So when we had to stay above the water because we saved the batteries. We didn't want to use the batteries, so the water got rough, and bouncing around on a submarine was not fun. So we were in the yards. Got out of the yards finally. I had my first taste of being out to sea. Now in Philadelphia, I don't know if you know this, but they have these breakwater things where they build these walls to keep the water from coming in strong. And Philadelphia has 100-mile breakwater, which is huge. Most of them are just a few miles. So I remember we left the pier, and I got seasick. Oh man, I said, you gotta be kidding me. That is, I hated it. And I said, yeah, I hope this is not going to be like this. Well, the bottom line was, that was my legacy of getting seasick all the time. But I gutted it out. And how you gutted it out was, you stood your watches with a plastic bag and just kept barfing. That's all I did. And eventually you go to dry heaves. You keep putting food in your stomach. Doesn't matter. And somehow or other, our trips weren't as long, so it was easier to deal with. So when we got there, I was able to get off the boat and start standing up and start feeling like, oh, I'm back on land now. Oh, crap. Anyway, that was really rough. If you experience vomiting for days at a time, you just can't do it. It's not possible. You could eat all you want. But it was something that dealt with it. And I wanted to be on the subs. Every time we went out, I thought that it was going to be the next time I was going to be assigned to shore duty. But somehow or other, there was just enough time to be able to stay on the boat and be able to make the trip and get off in time, not to be that crazy. So, but that's horrible. But I did what I had to do and stood my watches. So, okay, now, going back to what I did as a storekeeper was supply, but when we were out to sea, it was different. But the first thing you had to do is have some kind of responsibility about taking care of the I don't know, watches, whatever. So I was in a lookout position when we were above the water, and it's let's see. You saw the type of sub today, right? Now, if you can imagine that sub, you see the full sail, all right? That one had like a half a sail. That was before they converted it to the full sail. So if you go further up, you can climb up to the top and be a lookout. And that's a high angle, so you get a pretty good view of the ocean. Well, it was Atlantic Ocean for most of us. And so you're standing with binoculars and you watch what's going on. And but the thing next is you start getting into what you're there for. So you kind of dive and you want to try to, show what we could do with our friends, our enemies, and all that good stuff. So I always enjoyed the greatest enjoyment I ever had on a submarine was diving. Well, first of all, I didn't get seasick under the water, so because it was smooth. But more than that, when we dove, we had a routine. One left, right, port, starboard, go down, slide down the ladders, and then get to the post. Now, if you're on the helm, you're still staying there, but for the most part, when you're up to look at, you go down to the bow and stern planes. And those two big wheels you saw on the sides that control the angle and depth of the sub going down. And the other part of that is what they call the trim manifold, which has a water system that they try to fix the amount of water going certain places to keep the sub going in a certain angle. But that was fun. Sliding down that, I really enjoyed that. That was so great. Not only because I couldn't get sick anymore, but because it was just fun getting down those ladders. Something you could appreciate, a little bit of energy, Anyway, so that's pretty much what I did. I did the trim manifold once, all right.